Hello, Rhonda. How are you today?
I'm doing all right, thanks.
Good. So before we get started, I have to mention a few things about confidentiality. Basically, everything you say in here is private, confidential, unless it is a few exceptions, which one of them is if you're going to hurt yourself or commit suicide, if you're going to hurt someone else, kill them. If you are going to, if I get subpoenaed, the records I can have to turn them over to the court.
Sure.
Just my solid records, and then if you are party to or witness of abuse of a child, disabled adult, or elderly person,
Okay.
I will have to report that. Otherwise, it's your space.
Okay.
So what brings you in today?
Well, so I'm just kind of stuck and I'm not sure what to do. I had my brother, who's not from here, came in unexpectedly for my birthday. He came in last week, and the plan kind of was to stay throughout the week for my birthday. Today's actually my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. And it ended really abruptly yesterday. He had a really bad car accident, like probably, I think it was 2012, where he suffered a traumatic brain injury. I was in a coma for like 4 days and then in recovery for a really long time. Stayed with my husband and I at that point. So there's a little bit of kind of baggage, and he's still functioning really, really well. It was a great trip overall. Like, we welcomed him, and it was enjoyable. We all talked about how much great time we were having together and how he wanted to be closer to family. He had lived in Colorado for the past 6 years and then is now in Jersey. And kind of the next pieces of his life, he's 28 and still kind of very much a bachelor. But there's that TBI, there's just something wrong with his brain. And so I woke up yesterday, and he was walking around, which is not very typical. You know, he's a 28-year-old guy who's going to sleep in a little bit later. I was getting up ready for work, and he's like, "Hey, can you give me this cream? I need this cream to leave." And I was like, "What do you mean you're leaving?" And he's like, "I'm just leaving." And then we left, and I did something else, and I said, "So do we have problems?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'll just talk to you about it later." I was like, I don't understand. Talk to me about it now. If there's problems, I want to know that there's problems. And so he had said that my husband was making gestures towards the door on Sunday night when we were watching a movie, and said that Mike, who's my husband, gets on a high horse, and he just can't effing take it anymore and is effing done, and he's just gonna leave. So, that none of that is really based in reality of a shared, that didn't happen. So I think that he's pulling some stuff, have a hair across his butt, and figured it out, and was pulling evidence for why that happened. But he took off, and I said to him when he was leaving, I'm really concerned about what this, because of some of the other baggage and drama that there is, the relationships, what this is gonna do for the families coming together and being one kind of happy family. And he was like, "It's not gonna be a big deal. I'll just get over it when I'm over it." But
sounds like he came in to surprise you for your birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And then you mentioned the TBI, so maybe there's something there, something not. But so he's trying to create evidence towards something that he might have believed prior, or some baggage that he had before, and that's why he left abruptly.
Yeah.
He's creating things that may or may not be there, that he's imagining just to try and prove a point he already kind of had in his mind.
Sure.
And then he just left abruptly.
Right.
Okay. All right.
And so when I had said I'm worried about that, and he said, "It's not a big deal. I'll just get over it." Okay. I was not talking about his feelings. He's spitting on my husband and being disrespectful, and calling him out.
Literally.
Not saying, being disingenuous to what Mike's kind of personality is, the way that he's welcomed my brother, and really, also I know because of my husband loves me and wants to make me feel as best as I can, is disrespectful for my brother to leave right before my birthday, because that was the whole big plan. So I'm kind of stuck in that my husband how does he reach out? Is that disrespectful? And he's PO'd at my brother, and my brother is I haven't heard from him. I texted him one time and he never responded. So, you know, he's back living with my mom now. And so talking to my mom, and my mom's very much playing the middle ground. So I don't know how to navigate it. I don't know what's going to happen with it. I don't know how to support my husband. You know, I'm mad at my brother. I think it was rude and it hurts. So I don't know what's going to happen next, or how to like try to be there for my husband and also, you know.
So it sounds like you're torn between a husband who's protective of you and a brother who wants to build a relationship and become closer to the family. And you know, your mom's neutral ground, so that's kind of the middle. So you're stuck trying to figure out where your loyalties lie.
Yeah, I guess.
Or
so.
which one to? Is there a way that you see you could have both? Like this.
You know, I wonder about that. Like, what would that look like in the future? Because I think I can have my loyalties and like, you know, yesterday I said to my brother, "You're talking about my husband. Like, this is my husband." And I think that I can have separate relationships. It just really hurts my heart thinking about that. The two of them may not be able to get past this.
Okay. What would what would be your miracle? Like if you snap your fingers, they would just start to get along all of a sudden, and everything would be great. Does that look like? Do you believe that's possible?
Yes, maybe.
Okay. It sounds like your husband would probably have to take the first step based on what you said.
Yeah, you know, I think my brother would. I think he would have to do that. I wonder, you know, my husband is very, holds no grudges and is very okay to do that. But, you know, I don't even know if it's possible for my brother's ability to know that he was like wrong.
Okay. So, what is your current dilemma? Like, where do you feel like you want to go now?
I guess I don't know if I need to push my brother into communicating with my husband, or if I need to really stay out of that and let my brother just figure it out.
What do you think would happen if you did?
If I let him be, or if I told him he
Either
would
or.
get in the middle of it.
If you let him be, I mean, would anything change, you think, over time?
Maybe.
Soften a little?
Maybe. I think space, definitely. He's an introverted kind of processor, so yeah. I think that would definitely be the more safer route to go.
So it sounds like if you pushed him, it might exasperate the situation.
Yeah. I think that's accurate.
Okay. So sounds like you kind of have an idea. And you said as far as your husband goes, he's gonna be fine either way, right?
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, I think this is my brother really kind of showed his butt. So this I think really hurt my husband because it hurt me and our stepson and my daughter. I mean, I guess kind of like what you said, it's probably safer to let it sit and I think probably for my brother, it's going to need to be him that kind of comes forward.